Well, really, the people called us. It wasn't just our idea. We had a ministry here on this campus, and Brigid did counseling, and I did led retreats and adult ed programs. And through those two ministries, people kept asking, do you know of a place where I can go? I need to grieve this loss, or I'm trying to discern whether I should change jobs, or should I take another round of chemo, or, so it really came from the people, and we heard it and went from there.
Checked in with our bosses.
Yeah.
Well, we got to know the guys great, real well. And we'd bake cookies for them, or bring treats to them, keep them happy.
And I worked with them. I was on the construction crew. The walls, the trim, painting,
Yep.
pretty much a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yep.
We had a beautiful dog named Patches. One of the workers one day, Brigid was out of town, said, Donna, y'all need a dog up here. I said, no, did not want a dog. I had been attacked by a German Shepherd, so I didn't want a dog over. I said, well, I'll look at it. And he brought Patches over. And it just happened. And I took her even without asking Brigid. So when she came back, I said, I have a surprise. And this little
Peanut.
precious, beautiful puppy, I had in a box and brought her out, and that was it. We kept her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She was an amazing part of Well. When we moved from the cottages, because we lived there while the construction was going on, she had lived inside, so she was inside with us. And we watched her, because in the evening at supper, she would often go to the feet of some guest. And we always knew that's the guest who's most in need.
Mm-hmm.
And the same would happen after supper when we had night prayer, which was in the room before we had the chapels, in that parlor, that front room. The same thing. We'd watch Patches, and if she plopped down with somebody, we'd say, mm-hmm. So we made a connection, do you need to visit, or anything you need to talk about? Because she really healed, my fear of having been attacked by it was a German Shepherd. So, yeah.
Fearless Donna.
One I remember, when she came in, it says, what do you need while you're here? And she just burst into tears. And she said, that's the first time anybody's ever asked me what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuck with me. There was another woman who had cancer, who came to Well, and I just remember, connecting with her. And the last time she was there, I knew this was going to be her last time there. So that goodbye was really hard for me. My favorite was the day that Brigid and I went up while the guys were constructing. And they were down in the basement, and we were up in what's now the great room, but there were no windows, just the openings. And so one of the guys hit his finger with the hammer, and he let out cussing like you have never heard before. And so Brigid leaned over outside the window, and she said, hey, Eddie, could you repeat that? I didn't get it all.
Oh, Eddie.
Probably another of the funniest was the visit of a dog. The dog was on the roof of the sunset guest house. Well, Brigid came over to tell me there was a dog on the roof, and I thought she has lost it. And so I said, she said there was a dog on the roof. And so I said, how could a dog get on the roof? And she said she didn't know. She had gone to the bathroom, she had seen the dog on the roof, and then when she got up a little bit later, she opened her door and there was this Rottweiler outside her door, sound asleep. When she opened her door, the Rottweiler woke up, and she chased, she said, get out, get out. So he went down the stairs, and we had a big peace plant there at the time. And he decided he was going to relieve himself on the peace plant. And Brigid said, and he peed on the peace plant. I said, maybe he thought it was a pea plant. And anyway, we noticed the chapel, side door of the chapel, that front room at that time, was open. So he had come in, but it's still, how's he getting on the roof? And so we went to what was the back bedroom, which is office, now upstairs, and one of the screens was bent out. He had come in, gone up the stairs. No, he had gone into the kitchen first and ate an Italian cream cake that was on the counter. And then he came upstairs, went to that bedroom and pushed the screen out and got up on the roof. And then a bear visited Brenda one time. We had a bear that was kind of coming around. It was during a drought, so they would, anywhere they could get food or water. And so this bear, Brigid called me one day, we were both upstairs, and she yelled at me and she said, Donna, Donna, there's a bear coming down the sidewalk. And I said, does it have a suitcase?
Yeah.
And she said, I don't think so. And the bear continued to walk, and Patches was inside, saw the bear and barked, and that bear took off. But then Brenda came to stay at a cottage, and she called me and she said, Donna, there's a bear down here. The bear is down here. I said, oh, okay. And I'll come down. They said, wildlife said make a noise, so I had a stick and I drove the golf cart down and drove over to where she was, and the bear was on the hood of her car. So I hit the stick on the side of the golf cart, and the bear kind of ran off, but what was so funny is it went behind a tree, but you could see its head and you could see its butt. So he was only, half covered behind this tree. And so then I went in to see Brenda. The bear kind of came back and over to see Brenda, and was at the door, was at the window, and finally we got rid of it, or it just got bored. And before I was leaving, I said, she had the window open. I said, Brenda, were you cooking anything? And she said, I was cooking salmon. I said, bears love salmon. Go on and on and on about the stories. There are a lot of stories.
Welcome home.
And sorry we aren't there to meet you and greet you and hug you, give you a nice bear hug. But I hope that the quiet and the beauty and the staff will nourish you with a lot of love.